Good morning, digital ultimate hustlers and digital empire builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And today we're doing part two of our two-part series on manage yourself, not time. We're talking time management hacks. We always talk about managing time. You can't manage time, man. You can only manage yourself within the space of time. But I'm going to give you 15 hacks to help you get more done. That's what we're talking about today. Success principles when it comes to time management from successful people. Can't wait to share with you part two of this series. It's been blessing me. Hopefully, it is blessing you as well. Do me a huge favor, ladies and gentlemen. I need you to comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business or your brand. Smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, ultimate hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the Thornton Online Marketing Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri, home of the automation business system. If you don't know how to automate your business in 2022, chances are you're working too hard. So do me a favor, text local biz to 314-730-3999. Let's book a free marketing strategy session and let's look at what you guys got going on and how you can add some automation to do some of the heavy lifting so you don't have to work so cotton picking hard, right? ThorntonOnlineMarketing.com. Today we're talking time management. We're finishing up a two-part series where we started on Monday talking about some of the tips and things that successful people do when it comes to managing their time. So let me drop the link to this article in the comments so you guys can check that out. Today's article, I better put that apostrophe in there before somebody drag me on social saying, hey, man, you're supposed to put apostrophe S in there. All right. And got that for you guys. So you can check out the full article as well. And I'm going to recap the first 7 that we did on Monday. Then we're going to get into the other 8. But before we do any of that, y'all know how we do. We got a couple of announcements for you. What's up, Mark? I see you in the building. We got a couple announcements for you guys. Today is Wednesday, so y'all know what happens for every Wednesday over the next few weeks is a new episode of the Black Biz Success Show drops on Roku. If you have a Roku player in your house on one of your TVs, and I want you to comment keyword Roku if you're checking us out live. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go activate that Roku player, and I want you to go download the Unheard TV channel. And when you download the Unheard TV channel, you can get the Black Bear Success Show on your Roku device. Super excited about week number 6, man. We dropped some serious gems. If you are an entrepreneur and you're trying to figure out how to serve the Black community better through entrepreneurship, then we drop all types of tools, resources, tips, strategies for you to do just that. Go to Roku on your device and then download the Unheard TV channel to get all 6 episodes of the Black Biz Success Show. We did 12 episodes in this season, so I'm excited about that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, been getting great feedback from the social media consistency challenge. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you struggle with being consistent on social media, guess what? I got a solution for you. All you got to do is text Daily Hustle to 314-730-3999 to take the social media consistency challenge. What does that mean, Cortez? That means every day I'm going to jump in your email box and I'm going to make sure that you post to your social media. I'm going to give you the graphic to post. I'm going to give you the caption to post. I'm going to give you the hashtag to post. I'm also going to give you a short content marketing video tutorial on how to leverage the content, right? I also provide affirmations and reflections for you to have additional content. So literally, if you follow the program for 21 days, you will not only start thinking like a content marketer, you will not only have a strategy in place, but you will get everything that you need to not only post once a day, but to post multiple times a day. And I'm going to train you on how to do that over the course of the next 21 days. So text Daily Hustle to 314-730-3999. Take the challenge, man. Get more consistent with your posting on social. I promise, ladies and gentlemen, it will change your business. So we're talking time management. How do you better manage your time? Or we always say time management, but you don't manage time, right? You manage yourself within the space of time. I'm going to give you 15 hacks today to help you get better with that. But before we do that, y'all know how we do it. We've got to give you the quote of the day. Today's quote is from an unknown source, and I hate when I can't give you the source. I was listening to my motivation yesterday, and I jotted this one down, and I didn't jot down the name. But nevertheless, it says, the hardest walk is the walk you make alone. But that's also the walk that makes you the strongest. The hardest walk is the walk that you make alone. But it's also the walk that makes you the strongest. There are certain stretches of time and space in your life where can't nobody go with you but you. You're going to get to a certain place in your life where you want to get to a certain level. You want to accomplish a certain dream, a certain goal. And sometimes in life, we can run through things and we have teams of people helping us get through it. And then there's some stretches of road where the path is but so narrow and only allots room for one person. And you literally have to go at it alone through those stretches. But it's those stretches that grow you the most. It is those stretches that make you the strongest, so that not only you can continue to move down and towards your path, but it strengthens you for other people in your life. One of the reasons that I do what I do and I choose the difficult paths sometimes and I make things harder on myself, because I know that it's not only going to strengthen me so that I can survive at the next level, it strengthens me to a place where I can help other people carry their load. Oh, sometimes you gotta, if you don't want to get strong for yourself, sometimes you get strong for the other people in your life whose load that you're going to at some point have to help carry. So I try to stay strong physically, mentally, spiritually, not only for myself, but for others that are in my life that I know I want to be in position to help carry their load too at some point. So the hardest walk in life is the walk you make alone, but that's also the walk that makes you the strongest. So stop running from those lonely walks. Stop running from the hard in your life. Run to it and strengthen yourself so that you can survive at the next level. That is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Thornton Online Marketing We help service-based businesses fill their calendars without paid advertising, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing wrong with paid ads, but if you don't have a paid ad budget, then what are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to use content marketing, and we're going to help you with that. And we will fill your calendar for you. So all you have to do is get on the call and close. So you can focus on what you do best. Text local biz to 314-730-3999 if you want a free consultation. We're talking managing yourself within the space of time. Some people call it time management, but no, you don't manage time. There ain't nothing you can do to affect time, right? The only thing you can do is affect what you do with the time that you have. And one of the most difficult things to come to grips with is the understanding that all life is time. All life is time. That's it. That's all it is. You are born in the space of time, and you're going to be on this planet in this form for a certain amount of time, and then it's over for you, right? The question is, what are you going to do while you are here? Are you going to impact the lives of others? Are you going to chase that dream? Or are you going to move in a way that makes people remember you one way or the other, right? You're either going to leave a mark or you're going to leave a stain. Or you're going to leave this planet and very few people are actually going to know that you were here. And I think that's one of the saddest things, right? Because we all have unique gifts. We all have unique talents. We all have something that brought us to this plane, right? We all, there's a reason that your creator created you and you are here. And it would be a shame for you to depart this place and the world to never know you were here, never know why you were here, never get a chance to unwrap your gift. So while you are here, you want to figure out how to manage yourself in this space of time so that you get more done. So the article that I dropped in the comments and in the show notes is by Barely Enterprise, 15 Time Management Secrets of Successful People, right? Number one, you got to understand and come to the realization that time is your most valuable asset, right? Time is your most valuable asset. If you don't realize that, then you will squander your time. You will invest your time poorly, right? Some people say, well, Cortez, I invest my time or I don't know how to invest my time. Anytime, we never spend time, y'all. We never spend time. A lot of people think that we spend time. No, every day is an investment of your time. Every waking moment is an investment of your time. The question you have to ask yourself, are you satisfied with the returns that you are getting on that investment, right? Give you a prime example. Yesterday, right? For whatever reason, I'm just tired, right? So usually when I have my lunch, I sometimes I watch a movie during my lunch. Most of the time I'm watching a training of some sort during my lunch break. And it's funny saying lunch break, but I run my business like everybody else runs their business. There's a certain amount of time that you work, then you take a break for lunch, and then you get back to work. But this particular day, yesterday, I needed a nap, right? So I had my lunch, put some salmon in the oven, and I think that was it. I had some salmon and I had some caramel popcorn, right? And after I ate, I fell asleep and I slept good, right? And it's not unusual for me to take a nap in the middle of the day. Your boy getting old, man. And it is what it is. I'm starting to accept that, right? But I took a nap. And then when I got up from that nap, instead of returning to work, I just took the rest of the day off, right? Glad I got a boss that's cool enough to understand that I needed that day off. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, well, Cortez, you're self-employed. You work for yourself, so you are your own boss. Now, I'm not the boss of me. My sugar is the boss of me. So she understood that it was cool for me to have a day off, right?
So I took the rest of the day off. Now, part of me said that was a poor investment of my time. I'm not going to get a return on that investment, Cortez. You literally had some things on your calendar that you push back to today and in the future, and that's going to cost you. But then the other part of me, and my wife is always good at helping me understand, no, sometimes the best investment in your time is for you to rest. Sometimes the best investment of my time is to rest. I have so many thoughts going on in my head. I literally mentally exhaust myself every day. Some people can physically run a marathon every day, every other day. That's that with the way I think, it's like me mentally running a marathon every day. And at some point, you have to rest. You have to invest in rest. So that time I rested, I probably slept probably 2 hours during the afternoon. And usually when I take a nap, it's like 30 minutes, 45-minute power nap. I'm rejuvenated, I'm revived, but not yesterday. I literally invest. So time will tell if that investment in downtime for me rejuvenated me enough to make me more productive the rest of this week. But everything, every waking moment, you are investing time in something. You never spend time. You only can invest time. The question is, are you getting a return on your investment? So you got to start paying attention and realizing that time is my number one asset. If I'm going to give up my time, what is the return that I'm expecting for this investment? Number two, I just want to recap these real quick and then I'm going to get through the other 8. Number two, use a calendar instead of a to-do list. I found this pretty helpful, right? When I put things on my calendar, they typically get done. When I put them on a to-do list, that to-do list gets pushed to tomorrow, then tomorrow gets pushed to another day, and then tomorrow that day gets pushed to another day. But use a calendar instead of a to-do list, right? Number 3, this is incredibly helpful for me. Consider using time blocks for your time management, right? I wear a Fitbit every day because I'm trying to get healthier. I'm getting healthier, managing my steps and kind of keeping track of my heart rate and those kinds of things. So on my Fitbit, there's a timer. So what I do is when I sit down to do a particular thing, right, I set a timer on my Fitbit and I might allot 30 minutes to this particular task. Boom, set my timer for 30 minutes and I shut off Facebook. I shut off the notifications on my phone and I focus 30 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you what happens in my mind and my ability to focus when I do that. I get so much done. Like sometimes I have a 15-minute block of time for cleaning my office. Now, when I set my Fitbit, I get it done in about 7 minutes because I'm focused. When I don't set my Fitbit and say, hey, today I got to straighten up the office and get things back in order, it'll take me all day to do it. Why? Because I didn't create the block of time that's solely dedicated to nothing but that. Number 4, overcome procrastination, right? 2 ways that I overcome procrastination. I always tell people what I'm going to do, right? I always tell people what I'm going to do. And then no matter how I'm feeling, I start doing it. Because if I don't get started, then that's where procrastination happens. But I'm the type of person that I hate to start something and not finish it. So I use that as a hack. Well, of course, if you get started, then I know you're going to finish. My procrastination comes in me trying to talk myself out of starting in the first place. So you got to know thyself. I know that about me. If I get started, I'm going to finish. But if I don't get started, it'll never get done, right? So figure out how you can overcome procrastination. For me, it's telling people, hey, I'm going to do this by this time, and then actually getting started because I hate to leave anything undone. Number 5, understand there's always more to do, right? These are the ones that we went through on Monday. So if you want the full commentary on these, then go back to Monday's show. All of the shows are up on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. They're there, right? And then if you're on the Cortez Hustle Show page, you can go back down the timeline and see any shows, or you can search the page for any of the other titles, but they are there. But understand this, there's always more to do. So don't beat yourself up when you don't get everything done. There's always going to be more to do. So you got to put things into proper perspective, right? We got a couple more that we're going to recap. Then we're going to dive all the way into the last 8 of the day. If you guys are getting value out of this, put time in the comments, right? I always want to make sure that you guys are getting value. And if you have not already shared, then make sure you hit that share button as well, as we're growing the Cortez Hustle Show page on Facebook. If you're watching us live, that's where it all goes down. And I'm still working out how I can grab the link for you guys to apparently give me stars. Is a way that Facebook is allowing me to monetize the channel. And I'm looking to get my first 1,000 stars because I want to upgrade my equipment and really take this show to the next level, so you guys can help me with that. So let's get into 1 minute motivation, man. If you're new to the Cortez Hustle Show, every episode we do something called 1 minute motivation, where I play a short motivational clip, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. I'm going to give you a couple of takeaways. And if you're watching live and able to type in the comments, then give me a couple of your takeaways as well. So let's get into 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
I was miserable in my life. I didn't like waking up. I ain't have no purpose. I ain't know what I was supposed to be doing. On October 8th, 1985, I walked in a comedy club for the first time, signed up for the following week. The following week, a girl took me down there. She said, "You got to go to comedy club. You're the funniest person I've ever met." I never even heard of comedy clubs. I'm 27. I walked in a comedy club. I signed up for the following week. I'm gonna sit here and learn. I knew I was funny. I just didn't know what to do with it. They had 10 acts go up. 9 of them went up. I didn't laugh at one joke. I was just sitting there just, man, I wish that was me. Man, they should have said this. Every joke they told, I knew the punchline before they said it, and I wrote a better punchline in my mind, what they should have said. It got to guy number 10, they called his name, he wasn't there. They said, well, he's not here, we're gonna go to next week's list. Steve Harvey, where are you? Long story short, I won amateur night that night. I won $50. It was a 45-minute drive to my house with this girl named Gladys. I cried 45 minutes. She said, "What you crying for? It ain't but $50. I said, no, you don't even understand. I was born tonight. I now know what I'm supposed to do. I went to work the next day, October 9th, and quit my job. With $50, I had nothing. I just never gave up.
Hoo-wee. Man, listen, Steve Harvey has one of the most amazing success stories in the history of success stories. Not just that one, how he got started, but if you ever listen to his interview on Earn Your Leisure, he had a couple of those moments where he had it all. Well, he started from nothing, gained it, then lost it all, and had to rebuild it. He said he had to rebuild his empire twice, right? It's amazing. But I want y'all to get something that really stuck out to me in this entire session. And I'm gonna read some of your comments here in a second as well. But he had a young lady who saw in him who he ultimately became before he saw it in himself. He said he didn't even know anything about a comedy club. This young lady just says, "Man, you are the funniest person I know. You got to go down here to the comedy club." Went to the comedy club, expecting to just chill this night and come back the next week and actually do his thing. But he got bumped up early because somebody didn't show. So not only did he have to have the courage to follow his intuition and trust this young lady who took him down to the comedy club in the first place, then he had to have the courage to get up on stage a week before he was planning and preparing to do so. Are you ready to act today? Are you ready to take action based on what you feel you should be doing? Do you have people in your life, right, that are pulling you, that are nudging you, encouraging you to step out on faith and operate from your gift? Right? You need those kind of people in your life that says, man, you wasting your talent. You should be here. And people who are honest with you and not just trying to blow your head up. And then are you ready to take action? What is the third thing he did? He committed. You quit your job after winning $50 to pursue this thing. That's commitment, y'all. Now, I ain't telling nobody here to go and quit their job after earning $50 in business or on their side hustle, right? But you doggone sure better commit to it if you want to see the fruits of your labor. He quit his job after winning $50. And what did he say? He said, it ain't about the $50. I was born tonight. That experience finally exposed to him in clear, undeniable fashion his purpose and mission in life. Some of us are scared to do anything that we are passionate about, and that's why we're not getting the clear, decisive message that no, this is your purpose, this is your mission. When I saw my mentor, Brian Bean, teaching economic empowerment on YouTube, I watched his videos for 2 weeks straight, every day, 2 or 3 times a day for 2 weeks. I had already said in my heart, there's got to be something that I can do. See, here's what I want you to get. Sometimes we see problems in our communities, in our lives, in our sphere of influence, and we say, there's got to be something that somebody could do to change this. No, in my heart, in my spirit, I was already saying, there's got to be something that I can do to affect change in my community to help bring economic empowerment and transform our hoods back into communities, to bring the neighbor back into neighborhood. So when I saw him for the first time on video teaching economic empowerment to our community, I studied and I watched his videos for 2 weeks straight. And after 2 weeks, I jumped online and did my first presentation. And from there, it was like, bro, you don't like to talk to people face to face, but you got real comfortable in front of that video camera and you put that out and what are you doing that's going to lead you down the path to reveal to you your ultimate purpose and mission? Now, hear me say this all the time, man. The reason you have passions is because your passions act as a homing beaker, right? And the more you just operate with those passions, it's going to guide you to your purpose. And I believe the book that I read tells me that when I'm doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing, the thing that I was created for, God doesn't say, hey, you're supposed to be bringing a message to the community about economic empowerment. And while you're doing that, you got to figure out how to feed yourself. He said, no, when you start doing what I made you to do, I'm going to take care of all of the other stuff. I just need you to walk in that purpose. It was a $50 prize that revealed to Steve Harvey exactly what his mission and purpose in life is for. And then the real work began. If you don't know Steve Harvey's story, you need to check it out. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. I don't know why it's not showing me my comments like it normally does. But yeah, Mark said $50 was a turning point, right? Some people would have missed that. Like, it's just $50. No, it ain't about the $50. It was about me hearing the laughter, meaning other people were appreciating me and how this whole thing works. So that is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by our social media consistency challenge. Text Daily Hustle to 314-730-3999. And every day I'm going to jump in your email box and I'm going to scream at you. Did you post today? Not only am I going to scream at you, but I'm going to give you an infographic to post. I'm going to give you an affirmation and reflection article that you can draw from to create posts. I'm going to give you the caption and the hashtags to post. And I'm going to give you a video training that you can watch 10 minutes every day. This little video training will show you how to get the most out of the content that I give you. Text Daily Hustle 314-730-3999 if you want to take the social media consistency challenge. All right. So we're recapping what we went over in day number 1. So we got to number 5. Number 6 is write down your ideas, right? One of the things that you can do to help you manage your time is get stuff out of your head and get it on paper. Number 7, do not check your inbox too often, right? This is a trick of the enemy to keep you distracted. Ask me how I know. Because every time I hear a ding on my phone, I know that for me, that could be a lead. So I allow that to distract me a lot of times, where I really should just be setting a set amount of time. Say, hey, at the top of the hour, I'm gonna take the last 10 minutes of the top of the hour and I'm gonna check my notifications. And then I'm gonna set my phone down and go, or maybe every 2 hours, right? Whatever it is, create you a system that's gonna help you win, right? Number 8, avoiding meetings. It's time management. If you have an office job, you know how boring meetings can be. But that is not the only problem with meetings. Meetings should only be scheduled if absolutely necessary. Most people believe that weekly status meetings are a waste of time for 2 reasons. In fact, a 2015 survey found that 35% of respondents considered weekly status meetings to be a waste of time because meeting participants tend to waste lots of time on insignificant issues, and extroverts usually dominate the meetings, making others less likely to participate. I hate going to meetings where they're not structured and organized, where they drag on for an hour when we could have banged this stuff out in 15 minutes. Right? Can you avoid those types of meetings? Like literally, no, just hit me with the cliff notes when the meeting is done. And usually the cliff notes are, in a lot of meetings that I've been attending lately, are we stretched out a 5-minute conversation into an hour. Right? Because every 5 minutes you ask and people, do they got questions? Every 5 minutes you go off topic and go on a tangent. We stretch out a 5-minute meeting and make it 1 hour long, right? Can you avoid those? Can you talk to the people that you're meeting with and say, hey, listen, these things drag on too long, it's taking too much of my time, and we can't get this done. I will show up, but I will show up for 15 minutes. Hopefully I can get the meat of it in the first 15 minutes, but I got to go, right? There's nothing wrong with saying that. So avoid meetings that are not absolutely critical, right? Number 9, learn to say no. I don't know if y'all notice it or not, but no is a complete sentence. Oftentimes, society has trained us that when you tell someone no, you must follow that with an explanation, right? We've been trained in that way. No is a complete sentence. When it comes to your most precious and your most valuable asset, you don't owe anybody an explanation as to why they can't have any of your most valuable asset. This is a hard technique to learn, but one that you will thank me for later. After all, every time you say yes to something, you must say no to something else. That's a bar. That might be worth repeating. Every time you say yes to something, you must also say no to something else. Learning how to say no is a critical technique, and all of the most successful people on the planet have gatekeepers for a reason. Because most people who are uber successful, contrary to what we've seen on TV and what we might believe, are not jerks. They want to give up their time, but they have gatekeepers who can say no for them to keep them on task, to keep the most important thing the main thing. Every time you say yes, you must say no to something else. Learn how to say no and understand that no is a complete sentence. Hey, can you do this for me? No. And change the subject. Move the conversation somewhere else. I just cannot. It's not no because I have another meeting. It's not no, not right now. It's not no because it's just no. And that's okay, ladies and gentlemen. You have to guard your time. You have to guard your mental energy. You have to guard your vibrations. It's very, very critical. Learn to say no. Number 10, use the Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule, right? So far, you've learned that it's absolutely necessary to limit the time to the tasks that will have the greatest impact on achieving your goal. In the 1890s, the Italian philosopher and economist Vilfredo Pareto found that 20% of the pea plants in his garden produced 80% of his healthy pea pods. He created this 80-20 rule in a general principle that now bears his name. That this versatile rule can apply to a number of areas. For instance, by applying the 80-20 rule to your employees, you might decide that the majority of your salespeople should be let go since they are lowest performers. From there, you could focus your energy on the remaining 20% who already generate 80% of your sales. The 80-20 rule, right? You should spend 80% of your time doing the 20% of activities that result to an 80% of your goals, right? There's something you do, right? It takes something that you're doing is producing 80% of your results. It's only a small handful of activities. Double down your time on those activities, that 20% of the things that you do in your day that's producing 80% of your results. Double down on that. Imagine getting to the place where you focus 80% of your time on the 20% of the task that's creating 80% of your results. We tend to do it in reverse because somebody told us at some point in our lives, you got to strengthen your weaknesses. So we spend 80% of our time on things that's only producing 20% of our results because we're trying to strengthen our weakness. Oh man, lean into your strengths and hire for your weaknesses. The Pareto principle. Identify those things that, hey, these are the activities that create 80% of my results. And that's where you spend your time. I'm not saying any of this stuff is easy. What I'm saying is you got to start working on this stuff bit by bit, bit by bit. Number 11, leveraging your skills and delegating work. Delegating work. You can also accomplish more by critically assessing the tasks that need to be accomplished, by slowing down and training not only yourself but your employees to ask fewer questions. You can identify important tasks, right? At some point, this is my challenge, right? And I don't mind being vulnerable, but this is what I'm working on, and this is why I do this. This is why I speak this stuff out loud. At some point, y'all, you have to stop chopping and sharpen your axe. At some point, you have to stop chopping the tree so that you can sharpen your axe. So that might mean for you is to stop doing the activities and learn how to do the activity better. So for me, I have to every now and then pull myself out of my content creation mode and then go and study a couple of content creation strategies. I got to sharpen my axe. Some things that I do so habitually that are ineffective, I have to prune those out, as Mark says, prune those out of my process every now and then so that I'm more effective. I have to sharpen my axe, because here's what happens when you don't sharpen your axe. You run the risk of burnout. Think about it. I'm hacking away at this tree, this goal, this dream, this ambition, this mission. I'm hacking away at it with a dull axe. And what that means is it's going to take me 2, 3, 4 times as many swings to fell this tree. It's going to take me 2, 3, 4 times the effort to accomplish this goal, this vision. I'm going to exert 2, 3, 4 times as much energy to get to the finish line, because I don't have a process that says, hey, every 10 chops, every 10 swings, every 40 swings, pause 2 minutes and sharpen the axe. This is in business every 2 or 3 months, me attending a workshop or a conference. Once a week, me watching a training on my software. Once a day, me listening to personal growth and self-development. This is sharpening the axe, right? You can't just go, and never sit down and evaluate, man, as I look at this tree, as I look at this dream, this goal, this mission that I have, I've actually swung at this thing 30 times and I've made 0 progress. Why did you make 0 progress? Oh, my axe is dull. My axe is dull. So really, I wasted 30 swings. Because if I had taken time to sharpen my axe, those 30 swings would have gotten me halfway through this goal, this mission, right? So be careful to stop, slow down, right? Me sleeping pretty much all day yesterday, right, was me sharpening my axe. So you want to be able to shut it down in the time that you decide before your body shuts you down. right? We've all seen our favorite Hollywood actor, actress in the hospital, exhaustion, dehydration. Why? Because they was running so hard, they didn't take time to sharpen their axe. So, number 12, delegate the task if possible. Delegate the task, right? I think it's Sunny Lenarduzzi who has her process where she says everything that she sits down to do, she asks herself, is this absolutely necessary? Is it something that I can ask somebody else to do for me? Or is this something that I can ask altogether? Can I just cut this all? Do we really need this? Can this be cut? Can I just cut it? Right? Is this something that I can ask somebody else to do for me? Delegate. Or is it absolutely necessary? Do I have to get it done? Right? Marquell Russell says, success is not a secret. It's a system. Right? These are things that successful people do habitually, right? They have processes in place and safeguards in place around how they manage themselves within this space called time. Do you have a system of delegation? Do you know when to delegate? Do you know what to delegate? You know how to properly delegate, right? When reviewing the task, always ask yourself, is there anyone else who can complete it? And finally, how can this task be accomplished if I had half as much time? That's a good one. If you determine that it needs to be done, ask yourself, how can it be done with half the time? Sometimes by not asking that question, we don't look for efficiencies in how we can do things differently and better. Right? I literally know of people who will build out a process. For instance, you want to get a particular job done. You want to add a product or service to your business. You do all the numbers and you come up with a budget. You say, hey, in order for us to do this at the highest level, it's going to cost us X amount of dollars. And then your leaders sign off on it and say, okay, go get it done with half the budget. That pressure, that amount of focus really makes people reevaluate, really makes people cut out the fluff, right? So you do the same thing with your time. Okay, Cortez, today I got to build a funnel. Takes me 2 hours to build a funnel. How can I get that funnel built in 1 hour and get it functioning? And what that usually means for me is it might not be the prettiest. It might not be it is just functioning. Do all the buttons go where they're supposed to go? Sometimes we use perfectionism as an excuse to not move forward. Oh, it don't look the way I need it to look, so I can't put it out yet. My favorite example of this is the iPhone. Steve Jobs and the Apple team knew the iPhone 1 was not ready. They knew it wasn't ready. But you know what they did? 5 months before they launched the iPhone, they put out an iPhone commercial. I want y'all to hear me. 5 months before they put out iPhone 1, they put out an iPhone commercial and said, this phone is going to be the best thing ever. You got to have it. They knew what they wanted that phone to be would not be that within 5 months. But they used what I call forced accountability. Because they put it out there, because demand started to increase, the buzz, people were actually waiting and getting on a waiting list and all of that. They're like, man, we got to put this thing out. And we'll just make the iPhone 2 better. We just make the iPhone 3 better than the iPhone 2. But if they waited for the iPhone to be perfect, not only would you not have an iPhone, you wouldn't have a Samsung either. Because they delivered on the iPhone in its incomplete form, it pushed Samsung's timeline up to get Android up and running. Just got to put the stuff out there, man. Get it done. Number 13, group your work into recurring themes, right? Do you ever have difficulty focusing at work? You are not alone. Most people do. You may want to consider having a theme for each day. For instance, on Mondays, you focus on management. Wednesdays, you dedicate to marketing. On Sunday would be reserved for reflection, feedback, and strategy. Again, it goes back to processes, procedures. What can you do in your life and create habits around it so that your habits automatically lead you down the path to success? That's how winning is done. That's how winning is done. You think back to the great John Wooden, and he literally taught his players how to put their socks on. Right, Cortez, he would bring these, he coached UCLA, one of the winningest championship coaches in history, right? He would literally take the time as he was competing for championships, he would take the time to teach his players how to put their socks on the UCLA way. Hey, you've been putting socks on all your life, but there's a certain way that we put socks on as a UCLA basketball player. We do it a certain way. And the reason we put our socks on this way is because if you can't protect your feet is what carry you throughout this sport of basketball. He was teaching them how to take care of one of their most important assets, right? Your body is a tool when you play sports. And depending on the sport that you play, for most sports, your feet are the most important part of your body. So he was teaching them from the very beginning. Here's how you create a habit that will lead you to less ankle injuries, less foot injuries, less plantar fasciitis, and all of those things that could sideline you and keep you from working on your craft. Here's how you take care of that habitually. So if you make a habit out of this, you're going to have less injuries. If you have less injuries, you're going to have more practice time, more playing time. So you create habits, processes, procedures around fundamental things that will lead to success if you keep these things as habits. Number 14, tackle small tasks. You can also boost your efficiency by tackling small tasks. How? By immediately tackling small tasks that take fewer than 5 minutes to complete and avoid returning to the same task over and over. Or if you receive an email, instead of remembering to reach back out, you schedule and book an appointment. So this is a flip side of what we talked about earlier in yesterday's version. Brian Tracy and Eat That Frog says, tackle your biggest task first. But there's an argument to say, if you tackle smaller tasks, every smaller task gives you a small win that creates momentum for you to get to the bigger task. I like to try to tackle the big stuff first, right? Because in tackling the big stuff, a lot of times tackling the big stuff brings in and incorporates a lot of the little things along the way that you ultimately have to tackle. So you pick which one is going to work best for you in pursuit of your success. Number 15, probably one of the most important, right? Establish a morning routine. Establish a morning routine. Dedicating the first hour of each day to a morning routine will not only enhance your health, but also your mind. There is nothing like getting up in the morning and working out, then whipping together a high protein breakfast to get your day off to a great start. Many successful entrepreneurs start their day by meditating or exercising to set the mood for the day. In order to keep their minds positive, they will not watch the news or listen to anything negative to keep their minds focused on positivity, right? Positivity, setting your day, right? And I will add to this before we get out of here, not only establishing a morning routine, but you know what can help you get to your morning routine even better? If you have an evening routine. We're talking about things that set you up, right? Me working out in the morning starts the night before when I already have my shoes and my socks ready. I want you to think about that. The night before I go to bed, I'm already deciding to work out in the morning by getting my workout clothes ready. Right? In his book, High Performance Habits, Brendon Burchard talks a lot about your nighttime routine, writing down in your planner, reviewing your wins. Like, think about it. How much better will you sleep is if you, before you went to sleep, as part of your nightly routine, you review your wins for the day. You review your wins for the day. It's like, man, I really crushed that meeting earlier today. I closed a sale that wasn't even on the books, man. It made me feel this way. And you literally can celebrate your victories and your wins. You encourage yourself to get better in certain areas. You know what? Last night or yesterday or earlier today, I really blew that meeting. Oh man, I let my emotions creep in and I messed that thing up. I'm gonna get better tomorrow. You know what? I got a meeting with this person, and this person tomorrow. How do you show up? How will I show up as my best self tomorrow? So your nightly routine is equally as important as your morning routine. And I'll be honest, I'm not there, right? That's why I read books like High Performance Habits. I'm trying to figure out how to get there, right? Mark says it limits the excuses. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. Kimberly says good stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, make listening to the Cortez Hustle podcast part of your morning routine. I try my best to make sure I keep it fun, energetic, and provide some content that can help you throughout your day. So that's going to do it for us here today. Tomorrow on the Cortez Hustle Show, I believe we are doing, let me see what we're doing tomorrow real quick. Tomorrow we're talking about influence and impact, right? How do you become a better influencer? How do you impact more people? That's tomorrow, man. So make sure y'all check us out. Until then, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.